Test, test, test. Let me also play some music. Is Snip on? Yeah, Snip's still on. I don't want to toe the line with copyright, so I'll just put on some random Genshin music while we talk about this. But give me a. Where is this? Where is this bullshit? Here. Okay. So, yeah. Some massive drama is going on in the Genshin Impact community, and surprisingly, this time it's not about the ESG or DEI whatever bullshit. So apparently, with the latest patch, they nerfed the best Hydro character in the game at the moment, Neuvillette. Pretty much, what used to be is you used to be able to like, he had like a spin to win tactic, a lot like Naira does, like with her little camera mode or whatever. Pretty much standard stuff. Nothing too game breaking, especially because in order to really properly make use of it, you had to like turn your DPI all the way up to the max or whatever. And they nerfed that. They made it so they're, as you're seeing here, like this guy has the speed on like super high, but it was going slow there. Basically, they put a cap to his spin to win hydro pump speed. And say if we look at this, people, Chinese players, they weren't happy, and so forth. Even Japanese players also weren't happy about this. But massive nuclear drama here, as Mr. Pokey would say. So yeah, let's see. But basically, a lot of people are also saying that according to speculatively, Mualani is the first character for Natlin, Hydro character. Hydro, Tome, or whatever, like Barbara. Catalyst is what it's called. So people are also talking about, like, hey, good, they're just nerfing him to sell Mualani instead of making new characters that are worth pulling for. Basically, that was, like, the sentiment with this going on. Because apparently, obviously, like the whole Speedy McFly Hydro Pump thing, that was a tech that's been in there since beta, before like 4.2 even 4.1 even released, and apparently, from what people have been saying in like these comic threads and stuff, like that issue is because it was presumably a bug of some sorts, was already reported to Hoyo back during those betas, but they kept them like that for 10 months, 2 banners, made millions and millions of dollars off the character, and now they nerfed them. But now, recently, there has been an update, and they are doing a rollback, and they are giving 1,600 Primo Gems to all travelers as compensation. But, or actually, that might not even be all travelers. It doesn't really specify, but still. Here's the thing with Hoyo and how they do things. They have been shown time and again to not really care about their players. It's either them being out of touch and taking a long time to respond to issues, because people have reported that since the CVT of Neuvillette in 4.1. Or the other theory is that this was done out of maliciousness, so that Neuvillette wouldn't be the main meta DPS character, as just so that they could sell the banner for Mualani as the next Hydro DPS, with Natlin releasing. Overall, very, very nuclear drama. It's something that you want to be really careful of with Hoyo, and this bodes ill primarily for Genshin, because it's the Genshin team that really does this, but you see how they handle Genshin, and you have to also think, like, could this also be happening, and could this leak effectively into, like, their other games, like Star Rail, Zenless Zone Zero, so on and so forth. Technically, in Honkai Impact, especially recently with the new part 2 and stuff, it's already started happening where they're power creeping characters literally 1-2 patches after they released, or something like that, give or take. Granted, there's more specific niches now, and they're trying to fill those niches, but it used to be about a year between power creeps in Honkai Impact 3rd. At least that's what I'm getting from the cycle, since I started going back to Honkai Impact in like 2022, 23, something like that. But it was usually about a year, characters in meta, then next after that, it's free game to be power crept. But now it's being a lot more recently. Like, we're literally 2 lightning DPSs within 3-ish patches, because the next patch in Honkai Impact on CN, because it's in beta right now, it's an open beta or whatever, they're adding another lightning DPS S rank character, and before that they also had a lightning DPS S rank characters. And in the meta there, like, the meta cycles very, very quickly in Honkai Impact. So there's a lot about power creep, but this is borderline fraudulent, obviously, because they did actively nerf a feature effectively, because they left it there for so many months that it was basically a feature at that point in time, especially considering it's like a simple game mechanics anyhow. It's not like anything that's broken, like there wasn't any modding or anything, and it's not something that broke the game. It just made the character strong from using simple engine features like DPI, mouse to game speaking connection lingo, whatever. I can't get the top of my head right now. I'm very tired at this moment. But yeah, nuclear drama here. But it's apparently going to be rolled back. Apparently something similar also was sort of happening with Yaimiko before Dendro and Sumeru, and they rolled that back, but people complained about it, though albeit it did sort of help her in a little bit, because apparently, like, the fix was to make things more targeted, whereas her totems and stuff felt like before, where they were doing random stuff and attacking random enemies. But then they rolled that back because apparently it ended up being like super good with Dendro and stuff, and so people complained. But this time, this is effectively a second instance of them effectively basically nerfing a character before a new region comes and new characters happen, and basically a possible meta shift. Ultimately, like, this honestly speaks to me, at least, and definitely to like a lot of players here, that they aren't interested in actually making characters that are worth pulling for in their games. Rather, they are interested in making characters to basically sell them effectively. Like, I mean, that's obviously, that's a given, but they don't want to put any effort into the characters effectively. They just want to do the bare minimum, get their bottom line, because they're at the top of the market right now, and move on to the next. That's pretty much what it seems to be the case, especially because this is a reoccurring issue with Hoyo. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. Thanks for that, and you have a good one.